How's it going? Back to the grind. Feeling a bit tired today. It's been 6 days post Ballyhora Moonlight Marathon Challenge and the legs are starting to come round, thankfully. But it's been a bit of a disaster with regards to the sleep. I came off nights Tuesday morning, got up, got 5 hours sleep, did a 16-mile run. I was hoping to sleep, around 12 o'clock to get back into day mode, but I was up looking at the ceiling at 4 in the morning, and it's been carrying on like that for the rest of the week really, and I'm on day shift tomorrow, so hopefully I'll sleep tonight. Gonna do about an hour and a half today, maybe 13 miles, so maybe a bit longer. Might do 10 by 1 just to get some VO2 max work done, because I'm not feeling too good. I was hoping to do something on the road, but just with regards to getting a bad sleep, the hills are a good way to get the heart rate up without having to push yourself too much. Gravity is against you. So I'm up here on the Sleepheelum mountains. So a bit of a disaster, and this is something I'm going to be facing when I look at my schedule now for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to have to face this when it comes to doing this 50k. I'm on nights the week before, the exact same situation as now, and I'm supposed to be on the weekend, so I'm going to book off the weekend obviously to do that 50k, and I might have to book off a lot of those nights before the race. That's going to be like a quarter of my holiday balance for the year just to do this, so it's a big sacrifice to do, because that's time I have to spend with my family. I could be going on a holiday somewhere with those 40 or 50 hours I'm going to have to use to book off that night shift, and it's just the way it's going to be. I could throw in the towel and say what's the point, but thankfully I'm still getting out there anyway doing it, and hopefully it'll be a different come that race, because I'm very frustrated now, after the last couple of days. I can get over working the nights, but I just want to be able to sleep and sleep normal, and something I haven't mastered yet, and it definitely takes its toll on trying to organise things. I have to get up and drop my kids to school in the morning, so if I can't sleep I have to get up anyway. I can't just lie in and stay in bed, and it takes its toll. I feel tired most of the time, and it shouldn't be like that. Even if I'm not running, I'm going to be tired anyway, so I'm just going to go out regardless of what way I feel. I'm going to plough on and hopefully soldier on, and hopefully the rain stays away anyway. It's, in terms of the weather this week, it's been absolutely brutal. I've been getting a couple of runs on the treadmill, which is the only saving grace, and I had that 16-miler, as you know, a couple of days ago. It's been kind of a more or less a recovery week anyway, because my legs were actually pretty beat up from that race. Honestly, they were so bad, and it brought back memories of Boston, all that downhill running back in 2019. Just going to get started. Just wearing my Innovate Race Elite vest. It's the first race vest I bought, and it's probably the best one. I have a Salomon one, I haven't worn it yet, and I'm taking 250 mils of water. I normally don't carry water when I'm running for an hour and a half or whatever. It's just that I want to get used to carrying stuff now, because I will be carrying it for the 50k, and I carried it the last time for the race in Ballyhora as well, so that was good. And it's just kind of a mental thing as well. If you're not used to carrying water and then you go out and you're running, it just feels different, and it's oscillating up and down. It can be annoying as well, so just getting used to that, and just finding out how it fits with the vest will definitely take away all that annoyance when the race comes. And obviously, it's going to keep me hydrated as well. And I have a couple of jellies as well that I stole from the kids. I won't be using too much energy today anyway, so I should be taking it pretty easy, and I'll probably I'll find a steep hill and do maybe 10 by 1 minute up, to get the VO2 max work done. So I guess we better get going before the rain finally comes again. So this run today, just a nice easy aerobic run. I'm doing 9-minute miles, but my heart rate's about 135. It's usually what I do, 650 pace on the roads with. You know, it doesn't feel like that. It feels easy. Don't need any headphones. Surrounded by nature. It's very easy to switch off and just go through the motions, and it makes running these easy aerobic runs a lot more relaxing, you know. No rain, it's great. So I'm just building up my endurance, time on the feet. So I gotta get strong. I have to hold myself. I haven't even picked a time for Boston. I'm not going to either. My plan is to just get there, get the 50k done. I've got 3 weeks then to freshen up and get to the start line fresh. There's nothing going to be gained in the 3 weeks after that race in terms of improving myself. The best thing I can do really is get there fresh and enjoy it. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Enjoying it. Otherwise you won't be coming out on these days when they're bad or when it's raining. You have to enjoy it. And I do. Even when I'm tired and grumpy, I still get out. You know, the time will come when I can't go out and I can say, why didn't I push myself more there? So it's not going to be today, it's not going to be tomorrow, hopefully it's not going to be for another couple of years, but I'm going to keep pushing till I can't, and let's see what I can get from it, and hopefully at least it'll get me to Tokyo 2024, finally get that 6-star medal, something I can be proud of, something my kids can probably be proud of. You know, I'll be happy then. Keep it going, keep the show on the road. Woo! The weather's after turning. Just under 2 hours done. All aerobic work. I was planning on doing 10 by 1 minute, but I'm just at the end of the trail now, and I'll probably do that hill there. It's only going to take about 30 seconds, so I'll do 10 by 30 seconds. Get some VO2 max working, and my rule of thumb is the shorter the hill, the faster and harder you go, you know, just to get that oxygen depth in and get the anaerobic system working. And it's a nice little steep one, so should be a bit of a challenge, so let's get it done. We're done. Whew. That's another solid 2-hour aerobic run done. All about building up the strength for the hard workouts that are coming down the line. And in this phase, when I did Chicago, I did a lot of hill running. I did a lot of hill races. If you've been watching my last videos for the Chicago video log, a lot of racing, building up that strength. I found after doing all those hills last year that I felt very strong when it came to doing the stuff on the flat, on the road. When I was putting on my super shoes and doing my marathon pace runs, I just felt really strong, like, and you get that from getting the base phase right, like, which is incorporating strength and conditioning. But I was doing it on the hills, but this year I won't have the time to do the mileage that I was doing for Chicago. So 13 weeks out for Boston. Really now what you want to be doing is building up that big aerobic base, maximising that as much as you can. I wouldn't worry like about hard sessions at this point. Just getting time on the feet. building up the strength in the legs, and obviously that aerobic capacity. And when it comes to start doing the longer and faster stuff, then you're going to have the base ready, and it'll make doing those longer sessions a lot easier. Because if you rush this, or if you're racing it and pushing too hard, you just find when it comes to doing those longer ones, you start getting a bit stale like. But you should be going into them with a big base build up, ready to take on those hard sessions. And I was using the races last year as my sessions, so I did a lot of racing and a lot of recovery. And my main session really is 3 weeks out. And most people, when they're training for the marathon, they're all thinking about the marathon. But for me, I think the best thing to do is just think about your key session 3 weeks out and getting to that as the best shape you can, and doing it and getting data back from that. So use your heart rate strap, and I wouldn't rely on the optical one. And if the data is nice and smooth, if you can run 16 miles at marathon pace and the heart rate is smooth, you've done everything you can. The next 2-3 weeks then is about just dropping it down, keeping the same intensity. Drop it down, and you're going to get that rest in. That little bit of a taper is going to get you over the last 10 miles. If you can do that, you have your bit done. It's in the hands of the gods then. You just have to depend on the weather. And Boston, crazy weather. I know lads that went and it was a heat wave and they could barely run in the heat. Other lads ran and it was torrential rain and a headwind. It's a point-to-point course. But there's nothing you can do about that. But getting your training right is the only thing you can do. And like I said, you're in the base phase now. Do as many miles as you can. Build them up, and give yourself a nice solid base to attack those long runs and the long hard sessions when they start coming. And I would even say start doing some marathon pace runs now. Definitely, I always start off with marathon pace run. I usually build up to an hour in the first couple of weeks just to see. And if the data is not smooth there the way I want it, I usually aim for around 155 beats in my heart rate for the marathon training. And if I go out and do a marathon pace run and I'm wearing the heart rate strap and it's sub 160, that probably means I got the base phase wrong. So I'll probably take my foot off the gas a little and start building up my aerobic capacity again. And using races, I think if you can get yourself a 15k race or a 10-mile race, I think they're the best things for learning your lactate threshold in when you want to do your threshold stuff. I think races are the best predictor. And I went over to Poland last year and I did a 15k race, and I think I ran 5:15 pace. It was pretty hot, the weather was pretty hot, but I used that as my lactate threshold, and it was probably thereabouts when I typed into the Macmillan calculator. I was telling me what I was at, and it was probably pretty spot on. I used that then. So anytime I want to do a lactate threshold run, 5:15 pace, I might do that for 15-20 minutes. So keep getting out there, keep building up that strength, keep building up that engine, keep getting your training right. Don't worry about the weather when it comes down the line. The weather's been really bad the last couple of weeks here in Ireland, and it's probably just that time of year. And hopefully there's a bit of sunshine at the end of it. I have 50k race 3 weeks before Boston. I'm expecting it to be tough. There's probably going to be 7,000 or 8,000 feet of elevation gain in it, and it's my first time doing 50k, so I really want to build up my strength for that. And I really want to go to Boston as well, so I have to get it right, and I have to make sure that I try to get my recovery in as well. I know I talked about sleep and stuff and shift, but I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Forget about it. It is what it is. If you're tired, you still get out there, you still do it. And like I said, hopefully there's sunshine at the end of this training block. So next week, the plan is to do my longest run yet. I'm probably going to run between 3 and 4 hours on the hills. I will probably do a marathon, and it's all about time on the feet and hills. That's where my gym is going to be now.